surprisingly so, has been bottom of the league this year.
Well, field defense becomes really, really important.
This should be a great one. We thank you for joining us. And the first pitch tonight is swung on in left-handed pitching this year.
And this has been the last 2 years, and really his whole Friday night. They won 1-0.
They're the only run in the game for Paul Goldinker for Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah, we talked to Donnie Mattingly.
Changeup with 2 strikes. That's slugging, not batting average. That changeup is poked into left. Boy, Joe, that
to have, but he is a contact guy that keeps it really simple. He can infield. And the important thing there is you saw him go down into it.
Important for the rest of the roster to follow through.
So, Joe, in concept that gets played out by the first batter?
Yeah, Paul's hitting be tough with 2 strikes. We're going to be aggressive from the first pitch.
Rice is here to slice this to center. Crawford the catch, 1 down. You were saying
The at bat, you get the changeup, you get the slider, and not many.
Here is Ahmed Rosario, who swings
2 years and his whole career against lefties. Last year he hit 302 with an 8.
Who can figure it out, Joe?
It could be an ABS thing, guys. Balls were called, when both sides of the plate were called a Rosario.
On 0-2 for him as a righty.
Oh.
It is.
Yeah. Down to 1.
Confirmed Philadelphia.
Guys,
1-2. I mean, Don Mattingly did 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to get him right.
Well, he did seem pretty angry with that pitch. That thing, late decision by Rosario to try to get to that one.
Now Dominguez goes after the first pitch, and it's a quick out. Could elongate Sanchez's outing. No score.
Struggled since June 1st. He has an ERA of 5.545 if you're going to win this game. Got to keep the ball in the ballpark.
A lot of respects that the Yankees trot out there. And that's center field. Trey Turner can run, and he has 2 at least on him in center. Turner turns it up on the way to third. A leadoff.
Ever since the All-Star game, I don't know why hits that grass and takes off for easy. It appears so, yeah. I'm almost certain that's what they had.
He was going about 70%.
I know.
Did you ever do that?
40%. It'd have been slow.
That's
in the first half.
Yes.
big time.
He has taken off this second half and all for most of the year. But they're hitting now.
Yep.
you have to remember some of these run. This is not a Kansas City.
Field off the bat of Schwarber. Dominguez is deep. He makes the tonight in Philadelphia. 1-0 Phillies. Grisham in center, Schumann in left. It's been kind of a middle of the road.
One of my favorites of all time, guys.
Why?
After being on the cover of Sports Illustrated, after rushing through the minor leagues, the question is, can he do it? And he did it. He did it, guys. Look, we get to watch, and he's done it as well as you possibly can. And
he's always been the
and win a World Series. And I think at times he might put.
That's a swing and a miss. Strike.
Depth that he has on it, his breaking balls he struggles with, and I think.
I don't know why you would take. If he has a good changeup, it should work against both.
Yeah, I think comfortable, but then it becomes so good. It's like I got to use this.
Watching, every fifth day is. You want to teach him a sweeper. 1-3 are doing pretty dang good for him, right?
Got to disagree. I think that in time we're going to see him add a 4 where the sinker, changeup, slider combo aren't maximally as a Shaw, Scherzer. We start with Verlander. It's just the nature of the.
Cash it in soon, I believe.
Push to second base. Jose Caballero is there. Take 1 inning. 1-0 Philadelphia.
Game 2.
It's Christopher Sanchez.
This is pure eyes. 2 red, 2 blue, and I guess the other one's tan and brown. I mean,
it's actually 2-1. Sanchez missing average. That changeup is poked into
basically a year with a 1.63.
Hitter's ballpark. It was just the opposite.
Yeah, that's why he's throwing tomorrow.
Tonight.
Arms are cramping.
3-2 misses inside, in part because without Aaron Judge, the home run number of
changes. I was out for a bit. back in 2012 during probably.
Defense was really good. It was actually scoring more runs than when he was there.
Second base, Stott has to wait for it, and they'll get the lead runner, and that's all.
It was like a team slump. Everyone was slumping. You see this high chopper, and Bryson Stott did not.
And the 29-year-old Kalamazoo native of the night for Christopher Sanchez.
That's why he goes so deep in game.
You guys let me know how the game's going.
What?
Go home.
2-1. There's that changeup. The time, it's below the zone.
Yeah, it's because it's got such changeup.
Little pass, Sanchez. Stott gloves it, flips it to Turner. No way.
Yeah, just he ranges far to his right. And a really accurate toss to
Infielders, they understand when Christopher's on the mound. They've been ready all year.
Going back to the Christopher Sanchez sinker in the middle, it ends up boring in on you or boring away from you. He starts combine that with his length, his extension, and his crossover. It's going to be magic tricks by the end of the at bat.
So Joey, you talked about
he's going to lose.
This one,
the league's going to be far more familiar with him. They're going to have game plans. They're some sort of, it's the cat and mouse game. He's going to have to come back with some sort of answer. And I think the key, he definitely is Cy Young caliber, but I just think of these greats.
1 and 2, that is ridiculous. No chance. Major League Baseball, Joe Girardi,
the average
John Kruk in
changeup.
the booth. Joe has also joined us here at the ballpark as Will Warren throws his.
And getting ahead for him is so important, and he likes to tunnel his two. It's important for him to get ahead, and when you look at the Phillies, it's a team that have to get ahead.
This 1-1 is in relief. It's been a couple,
and he usually doesn't go through lineups 3 times anyway. Now it doesn't have as much as Cam Schlittler's because he doesn't have. But the reason I'm saying they don't let him go through the 3rd time is
just not there. That's his last start, July the 12th this year for the Philadelphia Phillies, even though he's had some big moments, and Stott lays in and a 2-0 Phillies lead.
That's one thing.
John, I got to ask you, JT
he choked up the whole time, and now it's like I don't know if he's.
But John, and you see how the knob goes out as it gets below. It makes it easy. Barry Bonds did it because he wanted the barrel in his hands.
Real Muto there. That fastball swung back.
Well, he does this a lot with that 2-seamer, and JT would have won.
That's JT's mentality. He's going to be generous for his pitchers.
Here's Rincones.
And Joe, I'd love to hear your take on he spends extra time with his pitcher even though he has an at-bat coming. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's nothing like having a catcher, a generous catcher that may be on the team, and JT is that guy.
I feel that in the booth, Joey. Philadelphia over New York, top of the 3rd inning. This year's Citizens Bank Park. There's Christopher Sanchez. Major League game among 6 separate Major League.
He's had a chance to win that game late in the game, and he did a really, really good job.
It's certainly a quality pitch.
Yeah, it's devastating. Foot. He gets a lot of swings and misses.
Well, Goldschmidt, I'm going to go straight to the nasty stuff right away.
I mean,
it's actually
right.
Yeah, it's that give and take of, I'm going to lay in the slider, and as hitters, we're trying to collect as much information as possible.
Likely, you see how he tunnels off of that sinker, and the next dugout position feels like he can't tell sometimes as that blasted Sanchez for strike 3.
Well, actually off the plate, but that's 96 miles an hour, and it's coming back to the left if you're looking at our vantage point, and the slider's going to the right.
First pitch sinker right there. Easy ground ball from Goldschmidt.
And if you're going to be tunneling pitches, it has to be in the middle. Sometimes you get in, sometimes you wouldn't, depending on the umpire. Nowadays, middle and down, deception, in and out.
And Joey, we're just at the vanguard of that. We're just at the start of that as hitters.
And this is an odd thing to say. Hitting, pitching is going to get off the plate, but now you don't have all that space. And the zone is very much this changeup. this changeup ends up getting swung through depending on the style of the pitcher, and I think lean into going forward and with the pitcher hitter relation.
Philadelphia lead. Swing and a miss. Strike yet through the zone and back out. Holders now. Everybody down there. He has challenge powered by T-Mobile. Strike one to Crawford. You challenged it or the catcher challenged it?
I challenged it. Enough. Time to go home. Career over.
Now, did you go into the club?
Well, the game had to finish itself.
No, it didn't.
I'm not an animal here.
There's a lot of smart people that came up with that idea. Trust me, it wasn't me.
I wasn't thinking anything, John.
But yeah, so they came up with that idea.
Ground ball to second base. One down. Trey Turner would definitely think by looking at this booth in their career.
That was my best bulk, though. That's a problem.
Crucky about what to throw in.
It's a big chopper.
Set with him. He yelled at the catcher, throw him a split. I thought he would lie to me.
All for the first base umpire, Brennan Miller, because he's behind the baseball.
I'm convinced of.
Oh, sure. Joey, did you have it fouled?
And a major failure at the major league level. I was tossed, getting thrown out of the game, and I said, oh, no, that's a really good point.
Exactly 300,
I did not have any idea.
You didn't know?
Well, but I was 0 for... Then I was 0 for Friday in Baltimore, and I thought, well, maybe I'll never get another hit.
Well, speaking of round numbers, this guy is Kyle Schwarber for to go from 56 last year and maybe another big year this year.
Seasons. He's got 373 in his major. The best home run hitters of our time, and 2-1. Now,
you know, that's the advantage of having Bryce Harper behind you, because I think we're going to.
Yeah, ball four.
Yeah. You can walk this guy in front of me. And Bryce is.
You know, it's interesting. You're talking about being a great player
with this city. And he's
1-1. Right field. He deposits it all the way to the wall. Kyle's. It is a double for Harper tonight, behind in the count. He throws a first pitch strike here.
Right here. This moment right here is the game.
First base hit should double the lead. That is outside 2-1.
I think eventually we'll figure out power to where he could be a T. But he does put the ball in play more often than not.
In part, Joe, he's got the lowest whip.
Love him in the middle of the lineup behind Bryce and Kyle and, you know, fourth. You can hit it the other way and keep it fair.
Good.
2-2. You know, he looked to a sweeper. To Bohm. Bases loaded. They did go right back.
Just can't really count that one.
2-2 just faded. Here comes the 3-2 from Warren. Oh boy, that was the game.
I'm convinced of it. This moment right here is the game, and I think the Yankees.
Pitch number 9. Left field and down. It's a base hit.
Didn't quite take the right angle, and right there, that dive. It just...
Where you really miss Bellinger. Bellinger's the best left fielder in the game. That's when the ball landed.
Stott takes,
you know, bases loaded. You get squeezed in that situation.
First came up, he wouldn't throw that change up the left end. That it's going to be a fastball.
Forces Grisham all the way into the alley and around third.
This has been really good. And there's a number of good hitters in this lineup.
The big hit by Bohm and then Bryson Stott. This was out of Hulk. Real Muto hits it on the screws, but right at Co. And the inning is over, but Philadelphia.
But as we move to the top of the fourth, which was the only time that his Yankees made the playoffs, and he had a great division, had a tremendous
It's
career.
certainly a quality pitch.
Yeah, insurance committee a year or so ago. There was a time when they were on the short
first base, but when I was learning, Donnie and Keith Hernandez.
Trey Sunday, this goes as an error, and again, John,
he called it a defensive slump.
Yeah, that always got bad hands, or you know, he's got a bad arm. To me, that extremely well. I think you need to do a better job reading the hops.
Career, and the solution is always hack the ball, and it just looked like he was not quite. Can't see the ball.
Yeah, into right field. Rincones finally does.
Him off his head and put him over his eyes.
Right. Well, short hop Stephen Kwan. One umpire called it a hit. One by Anthony Volpe, and it's down off the wall. He'll stop there and squeal the brakes, but the Yankees.
Yeah, really good approach by Anthony Volpe. He lets this ball
pitch because nothing can surprise me now.
Batter left on left with Sanchez. And that's ground
third, which I'm not sure why Alec Bone's playing in on the safety squeeze.
Swing and a miss. Nasty slot.
Off the top of the bat, and then it ends up being that two-hopper that you don't want.
0-2 after a nasty breaking ball. He follows up with a.
That is old school there.
1-2, swing and a miss. There's the value of a same-handed changeup. There are two down. This MLB Network 24/7 now available at a new low supply. Visit MLB.tv for details. What sound were you making down there?
Throws so hard that you have to be on his fastball, but then he's throwing a middle neck, maybe down and away slider. You know, you never knew.
That was comfortable.
0-1. Ooh, that's good.
You are.
Well, that one was weird. 1-1.
If he has a good one going, that's basically about it.
The remnants of the dive that Schumann made. 2-2.
He's thinking about, man, I want this guy to get to the 7th, to get to the 8th, and if I'm.
It's cost him 6 pitches in this at bat, and that turnstile
tonight because of the last 2 games. I mean, it has a
not a strong bullpen. You know, they've got a lead right now, but I don't think
bringing in the closer in the 9th just because it's.
I hated the fact that the 3 bat.
0-1 after a slider. That's another one. So Caballero so far today, but to your point, Joe, one swing can. Swing and a miss off the chain.
And that really bothered me because he was not trying to deceive the pitcher or cadence. So I had to control the tempo of the game. Yeah. Why can't the hitter? We want more offense.
That 8-second rule should be match.com.
Run, Turner on the charge, collects it and throws, and got him at first to save the shutout for now. Trey Turner responds to the fleet. Was like, that one was weird. By this much. He's win.
I think it's both.
Brought chopper to third. This is a tough play and a long throw and safe the call.
And this is frustrating. Check swing base hit, and it's really important. But I wanted to thank Mr. Steinbrenner for giving me a homer.
Fire sometimes.
That's how we actually go.
It's a homer. Are you thinking of helping him out a little bit, maybe?
No. I could care less what they do. I don't know none of them, but they go on a honeymoon for a week to see if they can. Then at the end of the 8 weeks, they may have to make the final.
Off the mound to second base, should be 2. Caballero into it. 3 is the one that John Kruk is locked in on.
This is entertained, but this is a very tough at bat. So sidearm, so everything is working against our natural sort of. We want the ball up.
It's 2-1. And Schwarber tries to turn around.
The way it comes off Aaron Judge's bat, the same way it comes off his, 56 home runs don't just happen. And
4 scoreless innings, some traffic in the 4th and you see the sinker that he's thrown more than anything. The league has hit 357. The league hits it, and the changeup is elite. What's your answer to that?
Well, pitches, and if you look at his other 2 pitches.
There's a changeup. That's into left. It's a base hit for Sanchez to lead off the inning.
If you look at his other 2 pitches, his changeup.
Keith Hernandez.
Sanchez is the only pitcher that has, and those are set up by that sinker.
I didn't have the opportunity to ask, but you can't get better in this zone. Should I attempt to make it straighter? Should I put some cut on it? Almost guarantee he's thinking to himself, how do I make this one that much more effective?
Is swung through 2-1. So here's one for you. Sinker gets hit immediately following. Our friends at StatCast pulled the numbers. Oh. How can he make the sinker after the changeup better? Would be the question. Set of numbers.
Let me just say one more thing, please. The hardest. Then all of a sudden it gets totally, if you missed that 0-0 sinker opportunity, there was your one chance.
Most hitters stay on the fastball and adjust to the breaking ball and the changeup because he does them a favor because they're in a protective mode.
Because, you know, he does work ahead of a lot of hitters.
Looping ground ball, second base, stop for Turner, and the turn will be
Interesting.
Are you talking about the Trey Turner look there?
Joe, I was.
So you're saying right now that Trey Turner should have just
With the quick peek over it, you would try to pick off a guy.
especially in a pitch com era.
The other day he picked off a guy on that very same move, and maybe
And people down the right field line sitting there.
Bryce Harper's on the left field. That's down. It's a base hit for Rosario. And Rice will. Phillies wonky defense to their advantage.
guys, I have to say something.
Are all by Philadelphia. Mound. It's still one out in the fifth.
Gets hit.
In this inning, and you know, the Yankees were one hit.
First and third, one out, no runs given up. And sometimes you're not helping.
Dominguez cranks that foul.
I mean, this is a rocket.
Yeah, it is.
No fear. Get
0-2 on the ground left side. It's bumped to first. Yankees get a run. 6 to ground out for Dominguez, who had a home run yesterday.
going to be able to give you 6 unless he gets a lot of quick outs next.
Volpe hit a slider pretty hard last time. He sees a sinker for ball.
For 10 games, like the first 10 games, he was 11-game streak. And then he went 1 for 19. And
What his role might be down the stretch. Anthony Volpe's got that. As a 2-0. The Yankees are right back in this thing. RBI Volpe, ace, and he is in there. RBI double by Volpe.
yeah, and this is just a changeup. You see the spin on the ball. Break, John, the kind that we used to make when we were running for doubles.
Aggressive base running, you know the run's going to score. I know the backup catcher at that time was
0-1 to Grisham. Clips it foul.
doing everything he can not to look at that bullpen.
And this one gets away from.
I love your commentary on things and how
I just
black and white.
footer.
The Let's Go Yankees chant has broken it to second. Stott is there to throw to first and retire this day. 2 today. It's 6-3 for this team. The best bullpen in Major League Baseball in a lot of ways, and they've gone to
Unbelievable. And you see Duvall up there. Maybe because Stott is on deck, but
it's a wide variety of stuff. This is just a great challenging crew.
By the fact that he's out of the batter's box before it gets to home. He just never picked the ball up off of him, he said.
he's ready to hit if it's a strike.
Oh, it's inside. Ball 4.
match up opposites if you're on offense. If you're a ground ball hitter.
An unbelievable year against lefties power-wise. And a former player he was talking to.
Duvall, who's had some marvelous seasons. 39.
His sinker has not. And he's got it.
He's going to throw to second and save. 0-1.
He needs to shoot towards that second baseman.
Yes.
0-2. He watched.
Yes.
What?
I mean, can you tell what Eddie's
0-2. Runners go. Swing and a miss. Throw down to third on Harper.
hold runners on? And this is just a good slider down. I mean, it goes straight down.
It can be a bit annoying, but in the right situation, you just got to let it be. It's for the feeling you're stealing, and I like that one right there.
Chopper Bowman, Stott.
Jake.
2-1. 3 balls and a strike. Yuto.
Yeah, he's the closest as I've seen.
That's high praise, John.
Yeah. There. I mean, you see what he's done since 2009. He plays every day.
3-2. He chased a slider.